And what is the end goal? Not for the Ugandan people, but for you personally, if we should back you.
Unkenke yeyongedde mu State House ya His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi amusuubiza nti no agenda komawo anytime from now. His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi, he is no longer just a president of Uganda, wabula Africa sawa zino yonna emutunuulidde. Batya gwe tulo wansi video ngenda kubeera nga njikunyonyola bonna abakkiriza ababadde mu conference ne bagamba nti no omusajja yalina okubeera nga afuga African Union. African Union kitegeeza ki gwe nkugambye bino genda kuminyonyoka naye nga tetunagendayo yongera okujogeza video eno soko jimpereka like bwo maze subscribing weegate ku mukutu gufi guno lunaku olwaliro nga bwe nkugambye omukulembeze w'abantu His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi. Imagine abadde awa abanagana solutions ku ngeri gye basobola okubeera nga nabo bafuna free and fair elections mu mawanga gabo. Abantu abasinga ne bava ne bagamba His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi byaddala gwe ku magezi g'oyina lwaki tutandika revolutionary nga oyamba African countries ezisinga. His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi bagamba nti no kyali ayagala anytime from now wanaafuuka president wa Uganda ebyaddala byagenda okukola. African Union erina okuddawo nga eri strong. Soka owuliriza engeri gye yazeemu ono omwana omunagana ojja kkiriza nti no ono ye president wa Uganda omutuufu.
What's your name, my sister?
Ivan from Ghana.
From Ghana. Wonderful. You come from Ghana. Ghana for so long, I believe up to now, has been called the beacon of democracy in Africa. So I would not expect you to even have words associated with fear of speaking the truth. Especially when you come from Ghana. We have people from Eritrea speaking the truth. And secondly, I also want to disagree with what you said, that I'm calling on you to back me up. Guys, this is not my mission, this is our mission. In fact, it's more of your mission than my mission. I'm much older than you guys. You are much younger, so you're stuck here on this earth long. This has to be owned by all of us. Now, if we believe it's the right thing, let us first persuade ourselves. Is standing for democracy the right thing to do? Is standing for human rights the right thing to do? Is standing for the rule of law the right thing to do? And then other questions can come. How? When? Of course, Dr. King already answered that question, that the time is always right to do what is right. I'm glad I'm speaking to intellectuals.
Nabagamba nti no, he is called the political oposobola okumuyita the people's president for a reason. Abazungu tebamuyita eryo linnya nga tebasose okulowoozamu. Imagine omuzungu His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi ndowooza kati sawa zino baligezaako okubeera nga bamutendeka engeri y'okuddamu ebibuuzo. Njagala owulize president waffe engeri gye yazzeemu omuzungu. Oyinza okulowooza Donald Trump yali mu kubeera nga addamu abaana basajja.
Examines the governance of high-value extractive industries and explores how natural resource development shapes state formation. He's currently developing a project entitled Nations Within a State and the Emerging Hydrocarbons Industry in Uganda, turning that into a book as well. So I'd like us all to put our hands together to welcome all four panelists. Over to Professors Martha and Professor Shingi.
Thank you so much, James. It's a great honor to be here, sitting next to Honorable Kyagulanyi and Madam Kyagulanyi. We are really grateful that you took the time to come and engage in conversation with us here. We look forward to our discussions this evening. So I have the privilege of asking the first question. and I'm going to direct this to you, Honorable Chakulani. You launched your political career a few years ago in 2017, formally, with a successful run for a seat in Parliament as an independent candidate for chairman of this constituency without the backing of any powerful political parties in Uganda. Before then, you had a very strong record through your music and activism of social and political engagement. So our first question is, what made you decide to formally launch a political career and become a campaigner for freedom in Uganda?
Please, thank you very much. Good evening. Greetings, friends. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you, Professor, for having us. Thank you, Professor. And I'm honored to be here this panel with my wife, Bobi. My name is not Bobi Wine. That is a stage name. It's a musical stage name. My real name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Mitengo. Unfortunately, but the unfortunate part is that my musical name overtook my real name. It stole my identity away. So when they talk about Bobi Wine, somebody is going to expect a white guy and
Oza mumuwulidde bulungi nnyo oyo nno president w'abantu Kyagulanyi Robert. Video yino nyobola kugikiza gwa subscribing sokolabe definition of a true introduction from Mr. President His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi male nkuleetere Bobi Kyagulanyi ankugambye maseruka kyakoze His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni mu maaso awo ogenda kubeera nga obyerabirako kyamukoze. Oh my God, sokolabe.
Friends, I'm very honored to be here. Thank you, Professor, for having us. Thank you, Professor. And I'm honored to be here this panel with my wife, Bobi. My name is not Bobi Wine. That is a stage name. It's a musical stage name. My real name is Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Mitengo. Unfortunately, but the unfortunate part is that my musical name overtook my real name. It stole my identity away. So when they talk about Bobi Wine, somebody is going to expect a white guy until I show up with my black. Yeah, but the advantageous part is that it makes it easier to pronounce me. And where I come from, a country that is stained with tribalism, when you call me Bobi Wine, I can either be from the northern part or the western part or the central part or wherever. So I'm just another human being. So please feel comfortable to call me Bobi or Bobi Wine. I'm glad to be here. You asked me what inspired or influenced my decision. I wish it was inspired.
Marrying a person from the creatives, marrying an entertainer, gives you room to just sway around wherever they go, because every minute they have an idea, and every passing day they throw away some ideas and pick new ones. So I married a man who kept seeing things and tried to deliver a message about different things, the topics, the everyday life. So creatives normally want to explain things very plainly for majority of the public. So my husband saw what he saw, sang about it. He acted in plays where he featured as some characters from the society. And we got to a point where he kept saying, that's enough, I have talked enough. I think talking is not what works. And I think our people are like children, monkey see, monkey do. So I think we need to show people what has to be done. And you don't show them by just giving them instructions. You dive into the mud and show them practically what happens. Now,
Nabagamba nti no His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi Katonda yali amutambulirako okuvanga bukyali muto n'abasinga ne mulowooza nti no nalimbalimba kati olowooza Bobi Kyagulanyi mu bakazi abali mu Uganda kikolowooza kiba kyangu okubeera nga opiikinga omukazi ng'oyo ng'alina ebirowoozo ng'ebyoyo ebirala kizibu nnyo kati wano wenyini wenjagala owulirize omukulu amanyikiddwa nga Maseruka ng'ono Honorable Wawali eri mukono South naye oh my God omuvubuka oyo alowooza oyinza okulowooza kompyuta owuliriza kyakoze His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni wamu ne mutabani we General Muhoozi Kainerugaba video emuli mu luzungu n'ekyemanyi gy'ojasobola okubeera nga olutegeera kubanga oluzungu lwe lw'Abannayuganda.
He says today, the last time he addressed media, he said he's 81 years old. 81 years old, he has led this country. Now that we are in 2026 and he started in 1986, we are counting 40 years. So 40 years minus 81, you get 41. 41, he was just starting. So if we are to count that on January 26, 1986, he was 41. There are those 6 years he spent in the bush. So 41 minus 6, you end up with what?
35.
35. 1980, he was only going to the bush. He went to the bush because his election was rigged. An election is prepared for in 5 years. So when you subtract the 5 from the 35, he's 30. He's 30, and his colleagues that he was with, General Mugisha Muntu, General Kahindo Tafire, General Salim Sare, all of them are younger than him. So the question is, he was 30, how old were they? When was he a minister? He was a minister in this country. At which age? Now, that should be enough inspiration for us to read through and understand that people started to plan of what our country is going to look like now 40 years down the road when they were youths.
Thank you so
And
much.
they didn't wait for anyone to involve them anywhere.